Do you have the confidence that you are going to live a great life? You may not have the confidence or the certainty that you're going to live a life exactly how you think you're going to live it. But I bet you have the confidence of like, yeah, I can live a great life if I know the type of life I want to live. Now, maybe that's where we get clarity. Let's explore a question around clarity. When I coach people, the number one request is that they have clarity. But if we think about it, is that what we really want? So if you went to the movies, but you knew what the ending was going to be, would you really go to the movies? Or if you heard of a great book, but someone told you what the plot twist was, and like who done it, right at the end, well, that would sort of ruin the fun, wouldn't it? But when it comes to our own life, the number one request I get, the number one thing that people want is clarity. But when we look at things like God, what makes a relationship with God so fun is faith, right? And if you've ever been part of that, when God moves, when God does something in your life, it's miraculous. It's awesome. There's not a better feeling. Or let's take love. You have this tremendous feeling of love towards another person. And, is this the love of your life? Is this your soulmate? You don't know for sure, right? That even takes some level of faith, but that's exhilarating. It's one of the most exhilarating feelings in the world is to be in love and is to have faith in an unseen God when we don't have clarity. When we think about adventure and what makes up the elements of adventure. And don't we all want to be on a great romantic adventure? It is, there's danger, that there are challenges that are going to come, that, we get tested and rise to the challenge. You don't want to go on an adventure and be like, well, here's how it's all going to play out. This is going to happen and this is going to happen, but don't worry, you'll win that battle and then you're going to do that. Well, that's a boring adventure. So we think we want clarity. We think we want this idea of security and certainty when our heart is really desiring the unseen. Our heart isn't desiring the unfolding. Like we want our life to unfold and we want to be part of that. We want to even make that happen. Well, we might have a vision. I wouldn't say that's clarity, but we have a vision and we may not know exactly how we're going to reach that vision. And that is fine. But a lot of people want to know exactly how. Well, how are we going to get there? How are we like I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll figure it out. That's what's fun. That's why I love being an entrepreneur and founding a business, not knowing even exactly what I'm going to do or how I was going to do it. I sold my first website, so I started a web business that evolved into an agency. I sold my first website not knowing how to do websites. Now I had the confidence that I could figure it out, and spoiler alert, pun intended, I did figure it out, right? Or I could have hired it out. All I knew is I was responsible to produce a website, and I was going to make that happen. I did not have clarity exactly on how to make that happen, but I had the confidence that it would happen. Like, do you have the confidence that you are going to live a great life? You may not have the confidence or the certainty that you're going to live a life exactly how you think you're going to live it. But I bet you have the confidence of like, yeah, I can live a great life if I know the type of life I want to live. Now, maybe that's where we get clarity. It's looking backward. It's looking at the foundation. And so there are three main foundations when I look at building the type of life that we want. It is purpose, it is having a vision, and it is being on a mission. It's being on that adventure. If we identify those three things, those are our guidelines. They're our riverbanks, right? It keeps us on the rails. And I don't know exactly where this track is taking me, but I know the rails. I know I'm supposed to be on that track. That's all the level of certainty that I need. If I can stay on that track and do what I'm supposed to do, then I don't need to know exactly what's coming. And it's one of my favorite definitions of a leader. Everyone think a leader is above the trees, right? Is seeing out and they can see everything that's going to happen, and the troops are just saying, "Hey, boss, tell us what to do." No, what a leader does is they're going through the fog, and they just have the confidence to navigate to the fog and to give the troops some direction of like, we are going this way, and hey, we are going to win. We are going to figure it out. That's the adventure. It's the adventure of life. The last thing I think we want is clarity. Although that seems what to be that's what's in the highest demand. I think it's really the least on our list of what we should go for. Don't go for clarity. Don't go for certainty, because that's what's fun about life. That's what's fun about adventure. If I were you, what I would recommend is know your purpose. You can know your purpose. It's what you're great at. It's what you're passionate about, and it's what the world needs, right? You can know what that is. And then have a vision. Know what that if you enact that purpose and you successfully can execute that purpose, like this will happen in the world. That's what vision is. It should excite you. And then decide what your next step is. Decide what your next 1 to 3 years. That's your mission. And you know that you're on that mission. You know what the objective is, and you're going to move forward that. Life's going to come at you. Things are going to happen. The universe, there's a saying, says it will conspire to help you. Well, in my experience, it also conspires against you. It's called the resistance, um, made famous by Stephen Pressfield in The Art of War, the book, The War of Art. It's a great book. I highly recommend you read it. So what you want to do is know that when you have those three things identified, things are going to come at you. That's the adventure. That's the battle. Knowing exactly how it's going to all play out, that's boring. Who wants to live that way? So I encourage you, don't go for clarity. Go for definition and knowing what you stand for and knowing what you're about, and then go live it. It's in the living that we want.